What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video, and welcome to your stimulus package update for Sunday, March 27th. Now, we got a lot of stuff that we need to discuss in today's video. Today, I'm going to talk about the fourth stimulus package. It's been a long time since I've talked about the fourth stimulus package and the reason for that. What you need to understand is that there's major news coming out over the past few days. We have started to see some reports and discussions from lawmakers, not from economists, not from just random people writing an opinion piece for Bloomberg or CNBC. We're talking about actual lawmakers that get to vote. They are discussing a fourth stimulus package. So I want to address that because the question I've been getting a lot lately is there going to be a fourth stimulus package? And will we see a fourth stimulus check? Here's what I can tell you. The answer is simple: yes and no. Will we see the fourth stimulus package happen? Yes. But what is going to be included into this bill and when this bill ultimately passes, that's going to be the tricky part. The other thing that you need to keep in mind is that a stimulus check, a stimmy like many people call it, is likely not on the table. Senator Joe Manchin has been very clear, and he's confirmed over the past few days that he is ready and willing to negotiate. He's ready for negotiations to begin towards that fourth stimulus package, but he's been very clear. This has to begin with climate and tax revenue. Those are the two provisions that have to be pretty much negotiated first. And once these provisions have agreement across the board, which means there's some agreement in the House of Representatives and all 50 Senate Democrats are on board, then and only then Democrats can put together a plan to use the remainder of the tax revenue for their social programs. That's what we're hearing. Now, here's the reason why I don't like to talk about the next stimulus package that much. Okay? Because I'm always trying to give you stimulus updates. But these stimulus updates aren't referencing a package because until recently, there hasn't really been a big package to begin with. Everybody was talking about this $1.5 trillion social spending bill, which is great. Everyone's like, yes, we're going to get something. We're getting those stimulus checks. Awesome. But here's the problem. That's not something that's even on the table. What is on the table is a smaller package, a smaller bill that could get all 50 Senate Democrats on board. But until we get to that point, until we get those discussions really moving forward and get the ball rolling, right now they're just discussions. But currently, the biggest discussions on all this, on climate, on the tax revenue portion, right, on the social programs, the biggest discussions that we've had over the past really 2 to 3 weeks have all been on getting the American people more relief when it comes to gas prices. Those are the discussions we're having. Because the next thing the White House has said is that we have to ensure that people can not just pay for gas, but they can pay for food. So it's gas, food, and then inflation. Those are their priority list. That's what's on it. But at the same time, what you need to keep in mind is we are about 3 weeks away, less than 3 weeks away from April 15th. And on April 15th, what you need to keep in mind is that's when the public health emergency expires. This is when the emergency allotment for SNAP benefits expires. That $100 addition goes away. You see why this is an issue? But again, the White House has made it very clear. Their plan is to reduce the cost of gas. Here's the reason why. And a lot of people are like, well, we're trying to reduce the cost of gas, but at the same time, you're going to reduce my SNAP benefits. So I'm losing money here because I'm paying more for gas. I'm losing money there because I'm getting my benefits reduced. Well, here's what the White House says. If they reduce the cost of gas, it will do two things. It will lower the cost of food, and it will push all prices down, which means it will make things much more affordable to the American people. This is the form of stimulus that the White House is discussing. They're talking about figuring out a way to lower the cost of gas because that would provide a somewhat stimulus payment to the American people. They can take that money that they're saving and put it towards other things: rent, utilities, food, or whatever you wish. Now, at this time, Democrats have been pushing President Biden to get something done now. They say we have to get it done now. They say waiting any longer will only cause the problems to get worse. But here's the truth. The truth is that these problems are already bad. The issues right now with with waiting really is that many lawmakers that are in tight races, here's the issue. They will likely not want to pass a bill right before the midterm elections, because guess what? If we see this bill pass and we see inflation go up, guess what? Republicans will be like, told you don't do that. Do not put that in the bill, because your stimulus, your provision X, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter what it is, Republicans are going to bash the bill because it caused additional inflation. So if we get closer to the midterm elections, my guess is probably July. If we get into July and there's no bill passed by then, my expectation is there probably won't be. There just probably will not be a bill. But that's also good news, because that means we have from now until potentially July. And again, July is my answer, okay? But just giving you an idea, a couple months ago, experts said if we did not see a bill by July, they wouldn't anticipate something gets done either. So it's kind of experts saying this, months ago, and I'm telling you now. But from all reports over the past few days, these reports are indicating that a fourth stimulus package could come sometime in April or May. That's the expectation out of Senator Joe Manchin's camp, okay? Which means if there is some type of relief for the American people, it would likely come in the following month. You're probably thinking, well, stimulus checks, they only came out like a week later. So we should be able to get some form of stimulus very quickly. But here's what experts are saying. Experts say that do not expect a stimulus check. They do not expect one to come out, so you shouldn't either. And a stimulus check is the fastest form of stimulus that we could get. But here's the other issue. We are at the end of March, okay? So we got April and May. Well, here's the problem in April. In April, that's pretty much the end when everybody's supposed to have their federal income tax returns done, right? They're supposed to file them by April 18th, which means the IRS is still going to be busy. The IRS is not going to be sending out a stimulus check in April. Maybe in May, but I don't see a stimulus check coming, okay? So keep that in mind. Right now, we are expecting major news to come out within the next probably couple of weeks. I'd say 3 weeks. Before Easter, I would expect major news regarding what we are going to see moving forward. And I say this because lawmakers have waited so long. They've somewhat tackled the issue with Russia and Ukraine. There's still a lot of issues there, but they've somewhat tackled that, to the best of their ability, I guess. We've seen they've done, the Federal Reserve has done some stuff for inflation. We're going to get updates on that within the matter of weeks as well. But as of right now, this is the next step. Is okay, the Senate's trying to confirm, the whole Supreme Court thing. I'm not even getting to that in today's video, but the Senate's been busy. The House of Representatives has been somewhat busy. So right now, this is the next step. We are progressing into the next step. So as we know more, I promise I'll be back on to share all the latest news and updates as we get them. But just understand, things are coming, but they're coming very, very slow and in small increments. All right? So just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.